everyone, welcome to the class session 9. In the previous session we have seen deployment models, or you can say types of clouds, that is private cloud, public cloud, community cloud and hybrid cloud. In today's session we'll discuss about cloud service models. So in the previous session I told you that cloud providers provide the services to the users and the users use those services and pay for that. So these services can be defined according to the roles, service providers and the user companies. So service providers, there are many service providers and they provide various type of services to the user and the users pay for that. So the primary services provided by the cloud providers are software as a service, platform as a service and infrastructure as a service. So first we will see software as a service. It is called SaaS, software as a service. So SaaS platform makes software available to users over the internet, usually for a monthly or yearly by paying subscription fee. So the cloud providers are going to provide the various softwares or the applications to the users. They can use these softwares and applications monthly or yearly, and for that they are paying some subscription fees. That is, as they are using those softwares and applications on rent. So they are paying the rent for how many months or for how many years they are subscribed to use those services. So this is useful instead of paying and purchasing licensed software. So SaaS customers pay a recurring monthly or yearly fee to subscribe to the service. In general, they can access the SaaS from any internet connected device, any date, time or night. So as I told you, cloud providers are going to provide the softwares and applications to various users. So when you try to purchase the licensed softwares, like suppose the example, if you want to purchase the antivirus software, which is very costly. So instead of purchasing it in a heavy cost, you can take it from the cloud providers in a very less amount, in a very limited subscription fee. And what happens when you purchase the licensed software, and you may use it or you may not use it. For that also you pay for that. But here when you're taking the softwares and applications from the cloud providers, for how much you are using, for that much you are paying it. If you want the software only for 3 months, or you want it only for yearly or some monthly, then you are paying only for that. And these softwares and the applications can be accessed by any internet connected device, and from anywhere, it can be the day or night. So some of the characteristics. So cloud providers offer cheaper, more reliable applications than organizations. So cloud providers offers more cheaper, as I told you, if you try to purchase the licensed software, which is very costly and it is not affordable to the students or the normal people. And it is more reliable also. See, whenever you are using the software applications from cloud providers, it is secured and reliable, means the software keeps on updating automatically, and cloud providers will be monitoring it, and security will be there for that. And even if the applications of the softwares are corrupted, okay, or due to some you say disaster recovery is done, disaster recovery option is also available here. That is, if softwares are corrupted, it will be recovered within a less time. But when you compare it with the on-premises, if your softwares are damaged or corrupted, again you need to purchase it, or for updating again you need to pay for that. Most subscriptions include maintenance, compliance and security services. So these all you don't need to worry about the security, maintenance, monitoring and all. So software maintenance applications will be taken care by the cloud providers. Can also have access to customer service and support along the way. So as I told you, if any damages has happened, corrupted, then immediately the customer service will be provided. No need to install and maintain the software on your system. And also no need to install and maintain the software on your system. And also there are some facilities which they allow to install the software for monthly or yearly, and for that they are going to charge. So both facilities can be there. That, as I told you, it is based on the cloud service provider, what type of services they are providing, whether they are allowing to install the software on your system for limited period of time, and they allow you to use it. And some of the cloud providers, they allow to use the software and applications to use on their website, means to use through their cloud. So it is a platform independent, so it is not dependent on any platform, not dependent on any operating system. It supports any type of platforms, operating systems. So some of the well-known cloud providers of software applications include Salesforce.com, Microsoft Office 365, Google G Suite, Dropbox, Adobe Creative Cloud, BigCommerce, Mailchimp, Zendesk, DocuSign, Slack, HubSpot. So these are the cloud providers which provide the various software and applications to the users. So the benefits of this software as a service is that we already seen some of the advantages, like it is a cost effective because you don't need to purchase the licensed software, and in a very less amount you can access the softwares and applications. And also the maintenance security, you don't need to worry about this. So this can be benefits. Other than that is familiarity with the World Wide Web. Yes, it is very easy to use because most of the people are familiar with the World Wide Web, means how to open the browser and how to use these www websites. So many people, it is a common, anyone can use this. So that means using these browsers, www, anybody can access the cloud services of the cloud providers. Smaller stuff. Okay, now cloud computing, you don't require for maintenance and all, you don't require the huge stuff. So a very limited small team can maintain this cloud computing software as a service. So whatever the users are demanding, they are going to allow them to access these services. Customization. So every different users needs different resources. So according to their needs, so it will be customized, and those resources will be provided to those users. So older applications are difficult to customize. So these SaaS applications are much easier to customize and can give an organization exactly what they want. Better marketing. See, better marketing, we say that the users can be from any place. It's not only related to India country. So it is open to, so this cloud computing market is open to all over the world. So any user located at any location, and even the cloud providers which are located at any location, so both can provide the services and even the user can access the services. Next is web reliability. Yes, web reliability is that www, that is World Wide Web, is reliable because even if sometimes it fails, you again open the browser, you type the address, and you can able to open the website through which the cloud services are provided. Security. So okay, when you are accessing the services through this World Wide Web, these are secured with the secure socket layers. So this is the latest technology which is implemented under this www. So whatever is going through the website, whatever you are requesting, and whatever that is sending and receiving, so everything is secured there. More bandwidth. So because of the bandwidth has increased and the quality of service has also, there are a lot of improvements. So it helps for, because of the more bandwidth and good speed, the user can able to use the cloud services in a proper way. Next we'll see platform as a service. Platform as a service vendor provides hardware, software and development tools over the internet, and people use these tools to develop applications. So platform as a service users tend to be developers. So platform as a service, this service is used by the developers for developing their applications. So as we've seen software as a service, in that general public, any general public can be the users of a software as a service, because any general public, they can need the software and applications. Now this platform as a service, the users of this service are mostly the developers, because they need the various tools, various hardwares and softwares to develop any applications. So these all they are going to take it from the cloud providers, and they are going to develop their applications. So some of the cloud providers, they provide the platform within their own platform to write the coding, to use the development tool and to use the hardware and software. So everything supports, and they can able to develop the applications on their cloud environment. And or some of the cloud providers provide the users to development tools and hardwares and softwares on their systems, and where they can develop the applications. So it is based on the cloud providers which type of service they are providing, whether they are providing the cloud environment where the users can develop their applications, or they can allow the users to download and use development tools, hardwares and softwares for some limited period. So platform as a service solution provides the platform for developers to create unique customizable software. So as I told you, so cloud providers can provide the one platform where they can write their coding, create their logic, unique customizable software. So platform as a service supplies all the resources required to build applications and services completely from the internet without having to download or install software. So as I told you, it is based on the cloud providers which type of services to provide, whether to provide the cloud environment where they can develop the application, or they can allow the users to download facility. So both can be available on the cloud providers, or any one facility they can provide. Characteristics. So accessible by multiple users, used by many users simultaneously. See, now it is a one, okay, now they are developing one application. So when any particular application is developed, many people are involved in that. Many developers are involved in that. So whatever they are developing, whatever they are creating should be accessible by many developers at a time. So cloud providers provide the environment that many people, many developers can see those at a time. They can access it at a time simultaneously, and they can able to create their applications simultaneously on that environment. So with that sort of use in mind, generally provides automatic facilities for concurrency management, scalability, failover and security. So even these facilities will be provided with that. Used by businesses who want to create unique applications without spending a fortune or taking on all the responsibilities. Built on virtualization technology. So as I told you, many developers are accessing it simultaneously. So virtualization technology must be implemented in this, so that at a time many people can access it simultaneously. That means resources, development tools, hardware, these all will be shared among these all users, all developers through this virtualization software. Easy to run without extensive system administration knowledge. So it is easy to run without extensive, no need to keep on monitoring. Okay, it can be able to run, many developers can gather and they can able to run it. So the cloud providers of this platform as a service vendors are Amazon Web Services, Elastic Beanstalk, Microsoft Azure, IBM and Google Cloud Platform, and Heroku, Force.com, and so on. So these are the various platform as a service cloud providers. So in today's session we have seen platform as a service, its characteristics, benefits, and who are the cloud providers of software as a service. And we have seen platform as a service, characteristics, and benefits we'll see in the next session, and also other type of service. Thank you.